So this 19th century building behind me was once the Royal Oak Pub. I'm in CanningTown on Barking Road. Now CanningTown is known as the child of the Victoria Docks, which were completed in 1885, which means this pub was being built on the lead up to the completion of Victoria Docks. And it was after the completion of Victoria Docks that we would see CanningTown become what it is today, or what we know it as today. Well, until recently, it's only in the last few decades that we've seen it completely change. Now, the Royal Oak is famous in the area for several reasons, two of which are, one, it had a very dodgy trouble pub reputation downstairs, and upstairs it was a boxing gym which produced world-class boxers. Frank Bruno used to train in there. Now, I do have to point out that many of Canning Town's pubs have a very bad rep because of the fact they were closed due to extreme violence or murders. Now, this doesn't mean they weren't fantastic pubs for fantastic people, right? You're going to get the best of both, the best and the worst of both in any sort of place which is worth going. Now, as you can see, this pub has many of its intrinsic details left for us to gaze upon, even if they're a bit unclean. And I absolutely love the building. I wish we could imitate more buildings like it. You can see where there's an imitation brickwork building behind it, and it just pales in insignificance to it altogether. But that's lovely architecture which you don't see replicated. It's actually called Dick Turpin House. Now, that'll be because one of the many rumours of Dick Turpin's career is he started his career in Plaistow, which is down there, where he stole a couple of oxen from his employer. But you can't be sure where Dick Turpin really started his career. And that would have been during the 1700s. So that's not alluding to the fact that he stayed here, it's just the fact that he's alleged to have started his career here. Come over here for me, please, Dan, and just have a look at the pub from the side there. Because you had to be pretty handy to, as I said, I'm not going to tell any stories of the murders or the trouble that used to go on, but I will say you had to be pretty handy to run this pub. And the many council estates that run all the way back to the docks would be full of people willing to come and give you a hand if you'd been thrown out of this pub. So you had to be pretty tasty if you wanted to work in there. I mean, you wouldn't even walk in there if you weren't aware of it, so never mind work in there. So the door staff, the bar staff, they probably had more aggro than the boxing gym upstairs.